Evening all. Found an interesting video on BBC today, which I thought was well timed, considering how we've been talking about paganism and looking at pagan bird boys survive the jive, etc. recently down in the West Country WC, and the BBC seem to have got involved in his protection now, because Woodford's distraction team have been busted for what they are, trying to distract me and standing between me and the targets. Yes, that's what's going on. So, BBC video today, the 3 witches of Instagram, which is basically a video promoting paganism and saying it's fantastic and there's no harm to anybody. They fail to mention, of course, about the incest and the paedophilia and all the other dodgy shit that they get up to. So, I'll leave you the clip now. Take a look at it for yourselves. It's unfucking believable. In a bit.
The same as people talk about yoga, people will be able to just talk about their witchcraft practice.
I can be sat in my garden with my pendulum, you know what I mean, asking questions.
Yeah, I think it will just become something that's completely normal, hopefully.
Someone who's a witch is someone who just practices witchcraft and magic. They're doing things like spell work, anything for like prosperity, to healing, whatever they want to do.
It's someone that's in tune with the elements around them.
Honestly, someone that just practiced witchcraft. It's so open.
And also putting lots of stuff in tiny jars, which is great.
The most magical times I've had is just me in a room with a candle. You feel like time stops when you're practicing.
I use all sorts of things.
I tend to do spells in little satchels.
I like to do a lot of like spoken magic and like scrying with like crystal balls and things like that. It's something that gives me that like faith and hope and that connection to like spirit and nature.
Tarot card readings, I use crystals a lot, meditating.
My pendulum is probably my favourite. If I'm having a hard day and then I go home and I practice, it does calm me down, and it makes me have a much nicer outlook on the world.
It was very much hush-hush, very much like unseen. But now, with like things like social media, it's massive, it's huge.
A lot of the stereotypes do creep in there in some aspects, but it's not fire and brimstone and you're like gathered around like a cauldron.
Because there are so many people putting their practice out there now, especially on Instagram, people are more accepting of it, like this generation especially.
It can be there for anybody.
People are really out and proud in terms of their like witchiness. In this kind of world where everything is so stressful, I think it's something for people to turn to, and the fact that it's something you can just practice at home, you can just do it in your room. The kind of ease of it is really what's made it boom. So there's their phrase, coming out of the broom closet.
It's very 50-50 on how people will react to it. Some people are very open to the idea and they'll accept it straight away, but some people have this idea that it's quite a satanic thing.
Witchcraft is going to be a practice that's going to be really accessible to a lot of people.
Don't worry too much if something doesn't make sense. Just follow your intuition.
It's very natural in nature and it's love.